Welcome to the video discussion of paragraph 14 of chapter 1 of 1984 by George Orwell. I've selected 8 vocabulary words for this video, and so for that reason, that's quite a few words actually, so I'm probably going to split this up into 2 videos, alright? But here are the words: to procure, archaic, furtive, to falter, to dictate, tremor, and decisive. Well, let's start with the word procure, and we'll move on from there. In the second sentence of paragraph 14, it says that Winston fitted a nib into the pen holder and sucked it to get the grease off. This is a nib. The tip of a pen is a nib. And let's see. The pen was an archaic instrument. The word archaic, which is one of our vocabulary words, means it was useful in the past. People used it. But now it was no longer useful. It's not useful anymore. So if you can see the type of pen behind me, that is an archaic pen. No people use that anymore unless they're artists or they enjoy writing with that style pen. So that's an archaic pen behind me, because before it was a very useful pen. Now it isn't. But here in paragraph 14 it's saying all pens are archaic. People don't use them anymore. And it says even they don't even use them for signatures. The word seldom means not very often. So they're seldom used even for signatures. But he had procured one. The word procure means to get or obtain, especially if it's difficult. So it was difficult for him to find and purchase this pen, but he obtained it, he got it, he procured it. It says the pen was an archaic instrument, seldom used even for signatures. And he had procured one, he had obtained one, even though it was very difficult. He got one, even though it was very hard to do, furtively and with some difficulty. And the word furtive means that you try to hide something because you feel bad about it, or you are nervous that you will get in trouble. So the word furtive means to hide something because you're afraid of people discovering it. So he obtained one furtively. He went in secret, and he tried to avoid being seen, and he found this pen and he bought it. Okay, let's see. He obtained it furtively and with some difficulty, simply because of a feeling that this beautiful creamy paper deserved to be written on, with a real nib. Remember, nib is the tip of a pen, instead of being scratched with an ink pencil. Actually, he was not used to writing by hand. Apart from very short notes, it was usual to dictate everything. And the word to dictate here, it can mean different things, but here what it means is one person speaks and it is recorded. So in past times it used to mean one person speaks, another person writes. But now it could maybe mean one person speaks and the computer would record it. Or in Winston's case, one person speaks and a machine records it. That's what dictate means. It means one person speaks and then it is recorded. Let's read through parts of paragraph 14 that we've covered. The thing he was about to do was to open a diary. If you don't know, a diary is writing down your daily activities. So in a professional environment, a diary could be like your appointments. But on a personal level, a diary is maybe writing down your thoughts about the events of the day or the things that happened. So that's what he was about to do. He was going to start writing his own diary. This was not illegal. Nothing was illegal since there were no longer any laws. But if detected, it was reasonably certain that it would be punished by death. So it's not illegal. Nothing is illegal. but if you're caught writing a diary, the party will kill you. Or at least by 25 years in forced labor camp. Well, maybe they won't kill you, but they'll make you work in a labor camp for 25 years. Winston fitted a nib into a pen holder and sucked it to get the grease off. The pen was an archaic instrument. Remember, archaic means in the past, people used this. It was a useful thing, but now people don't use it anymore. They use other things. So this old thing looks very old-fashioned. So the pen was an archaic instrument seldom used, even for signatures. But he had procured one. And remember, procure means to get something or to find something, even though it's very difficult to find. So to obtain something that's difficult to find. He procured it furtively. He did it in secret. He did it in a way that people couldn't see because he was afraid of what people would think, or he was afraid that people would see him. Let's see. He procured it furtively and with some difficulty, simply because of a feeling that the beautiful creamy paper deserved to be written on with a real nib, instead of being scratched with an ink pencil. Actually, he was not used to writing by hand. Apart from very short notes, it was usual to dictate everything into the speak-write. So the speak-write is a type of machine, and you talk into the machine. That's what dictate means. And the speak-write will record it and then write it. That's what dictate means. Okay, we will cover the other vocabulary words in another video. So this is just part 1 of paragraph 14. As usual, now is a great time to go back and listen again to the reading, review the vocabulary words, listen 2 times, listen 3 times, watch this video again, go back and listen to the other paragraphs that we've already covered. Try not to forget those words that we've already learned. If you want to improve your vocabulary, it's going to take some work and some practice. So that's it for paragraph 14 of chapter 1 of 1984 by George Orwell. And as usual, if you like this video, if you found it useful, if it helped you, please press the like button. And if you want more of these, if you want to improve your vocabulary even more, then you should subscribe to this channel because there's a lot more coming. All right. I will see you again in chapter 15, in paragraph 15 of chapter 1 of 1984 by George Orwell.